Covert Overtures by Ruby Jirafa. There's no love like this love. If you engage, you will experience things you never imagined, things you can't find words to describe, things nobody will believe if you try to tell them. Some things are not safe to talk about unless the one you're talking to already knows something about this type of love. Sleep Deprivation, Episode 1. Sleep refused to return to her. It had come easily enough, almost as easily as when it was beckoned by lovemaking. But the riding lawnmower trapped in her new husband's chest had mercilessly chased it away from her nocturnal landscape. She lay in the crook of his strong, muscular arm, an arm that twitched every 15 minutes or so. When she moved to rouse him enough to interrupt his snoring, his hand would squeeze whatever part of her body his hand was resting on. The twitching and the squeezing happened even when he wasn't snoring, so if she were to happen to drift off, she would be awakened at 15-minute intervals by a twitch or a squeeze or the snoring. As far as bodies one could be trapped against go, this one was pretty impressive. Ogling him while he slept had used up some of the time initially. It was nice to look without being observed looking, but eventually a human being has to sleep. She had the luxury of taking a nap during the day, so she hadn't mentioned her increasing need for sleep right off. Her husband had to be awake all day, so she tried not to disrupt his sleep with her nudges. Just enough movement to stop his snoring. That could be scary, though. Sometimes it didn't seem like he would ever go back to breathing when there was a pause in his snoring, and she would automatically hold her breath while she watched and listened for the delayed exhalation. She had mentioned his powerful snoring to him offhandedly on 1 or 2 occasions, and he had seemed surprised both times. The first time, as if he wasn't aware he snored. The second, as if she was exaggerating. She hesitated to make too much of her nighttime sleeplessness. It was nice to have someone want to be close to you. He said he never used to sleep so well. She was his peace. She liked being thought of that way. When he came home from work, he would get cleaned up, eat the dinner she had prepared, turn on the TV, and once the dishes were done, cuddle her until bedtime. He would do that every night if she let him, but she wasn't used to spending 4 straight hours every evening in front of the TV watching things she liked, let alone things she didn't. Add to that the lack of conversation, and what started as a heartwarming routine became a waste of time for her. It was the only time during the day that they had to connect, and he didn't seem interested in connecting outside of physically holding on to her. Eventually, during one of those 4-hour periods, she broached the subject of her need for more sleep than she was getting. She was careful to describe her nighttime experience without placing blame. It was just something they needed to work through as a couple. It takes 2, and there was only 1. Her new love took her expressing her need for sleep very personally, as if she was saying she didn't like being close to him. She was forced to come up with a solution alone, on the fly, instead of them lovingly brainstorming an outcome they could both be good with. He still thought she was being dramatic, and there wasn't even a tinge of sympathy or empathy for the deterioration of the quality of her life during waking hours. He wasn't used to a full night's sleep. He didn't even remember what it felt like to go to bed on time, sleep through the night, and wake up in time to not rush to work. He hadn't felt this good in a very long time.